What about Cade? Are you concerned about him offensively? Because I think even more than Sadiq Bey, it's more concerning with Cade, because I don't know if Cade was just taking a back seat. Like, even if Cade was taking a back seat where he's like, it's preseason, I'm going to turn it on in the regular season, that bothers me. That bothers me just as much as him being non-aggressive offensively. So, like, there's nothing. I don't know. I'm just not happy about the situation right now with Cade offensively. Whether it's him just not being aggressive or if he did it on purpose because he wanted to take a backseat because it was preseason. Like, I don't like that. But what about you? Are you worried about Cade offensively?
I'm not worried about him offensively. I saw some positives and I saw some negatives this preseason. I thought his positives were, I think the Grizzly game, he really decided to be more aggressive, and we did see that out of him. There were times where it seemed like he was just looking to set up his teammates like 75% of the time. And, even his trainer and his cousin Ashton says, like, he's saving it for the regular season. He's not going to go all out on the preseason and tire himself out, which I think is smart. But to your point, like, you don't like to see that. You want to see him have that, switch 100% of the time. You want to see him be like Ja Morant dropping 30 against the Pistons. Like, I understand that, but at the same time, I think Cade can turn it on anytime he wants. And I think opening that against the Magic, he'll probably drop 25, and it'll probably be a Pistons win. So I'm not really too concerned with Cade. I just think it was him trying to see where Jaden Ivey likes to be and trying to see where Jalen Dern likes to be and trying to figure out his new teammates on this roster.
See, the thing that concerned me the most was there were so many plays where I forgot that he was on the floor, and that can't happen if you're Cade Cunningham. Like, I can't. I think he struggles playing without the ball, and that's something he's going to have to get more comfortable with because Ivy is on this team now. He stood around a lot, too much for my liking, and that was concerning to me. Like, it seemed like he just didn't know where to be or where to go without the ball. Like, he hasn't figured that part of his game out, and once he does, that's going to open up more things for him because you can create looks for yourself without the ball just by moving, and that's something Cade hasn't figured. I don't think Cade has figured it out yet, and maybe I'm overblowing it, but I don't know. I want to hear what other people have to say. Maybe just drop a comment. Maybe you saw the same things I did. I was just concerned with Cade because he didn't look. I just forgot about him on the floor. That's all I'm trying to say is that I just forgot about him on the floor. I forgot that he was a Detroit Pistons. It seemed like sometimes they were playing 4-on-5 offensively because Cade was just not there, and that is concerning to me because I feel like you can't turn that on and off just between the preseason and the regular season. That's something that you have to get into the routine of doing that night in and night out.
It could be his weight too. I mean, adding all of that weight, you're going to get a little bit slower being bulked up. But that could be an issue why, kind of like how you said, like, it seemed like it was 4-on-5 out there. That could be an issue. I still think it was him seeing where guys like to be. Like, playing with a guy like Jaden Ivey, he's never played with a guy like Jaden Ivey in the NBA. He's never had a co-star like that where, both of them can take the ball up the court. I think it's going to be a learning curve with them, trying to see who attacks when and who's going to be, a spot-up shooter. I mean, they tried it with Killian Hayes last year, and that didn't work. But I think we can all agree Jaden Ivey is a better athlete and a more well-rounded offensive player than Killian Hayes. So I'm going to be patient with this. I think Cade is still the guy on this team. It did take him a little bit last year for him to get it all clicking offensively. Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe he needs a good, 5 to 10 games for him to, get into game shape and try to – get into rhythm. I think he's more of like that type of player where he needs a little bit more time to, get more confident, seeing where his teammates like to be and stuff like that.
Okay. Maybe you're right. I like the idea of him maybe just trying to figure out Ivy's game in real time. But again, I just would have liked to see him be more aggressive because we're going to need both of those guys to be aggressive every night in order for the Pistons to compete.